ago, Sunday, if you remember, I asked Brother Brian to preach tonight. Brother Steve and I have both also prepared a word for tonight. And I felt in the spirit that Brother Steve and I are going to save ours for next week. The tongues and interpretation that was given and what I feel in the spirit tonight is for the church, is what Brother Brian's going to minister to us on. Listen carefully, church. I promise you this is a word from the Lord.
My opening scripture is Proverbs 14:1. And it says, "The wise woman builds her house, but the foolish pulls it down with her hands." And Proverbs 9:1 says, "Wisdom has built her house. She has hewn out her 7 pillars." So what does Lady Wisdom do? She builds her house with wisdom. Back at Proverbs 14:1, it says, "But the foolish pulls it down with her hands." So go back to Proverbs 2:16 through 18, and it says, "To deliver you from the immoral woman, from the seductress who flatters with her words, who forsakes the companion of her youth, and forgets the covenant of her God. For her house leads down to death, and her paths to the dead." So what does Lady Folly do? She pulls it down with her hands in foolishness. Tonight I want to preach, choose your path. So let's look at an example of asking for wisdom. It is found in 2 Chronicles 1:10. This is what it says. "Now give me wisdom and knowledge, that I may go out and come in before this people, for who can judge this great people of yours?" This is Solomon speaking, asking God for wisdom to rule God's people, Israel, wisely. There is another verse that talks about gifted artisans being filled with the spirit of wisdom. It is found in Exodus 28:3. It says, "So you shall speak to all who are gifted artisans, whom I have filled with the spirit of wisdom, that they may make Aaron's garments to consecrate him, that he may minister to me as a priest." God wanted men filled with the spirit of wisdom. My final scripture is James 1:5-6. It says, "If any one of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him. But let him ask in faith, with no doubting. For he who doubts is like a wave of the sea driven and tossed by the wind." Question: what path have you chosen?
Now, this is the pastor talking. Too many people are playing with God. I know it's the Wednesday night crowd. Too many people playing with God. If this is the year that Jesus comes back, what path do you want to be on? Where do you want to be standing? You know, everything in this world has come and tried to take the place of relationship with him. Everything. Distractions, trying to keep us back. But God has a path, that path of wisdom that Brother Brian was talking about, the path that we need to take and be sure of. Sister Trish giving a word from the Lord tonight. Jesus is coming soon. It's not time to play games with God. It's not time. It's time to go down the right road and say, "God, I'm not turning back. I'm going to give it my all, God. No, there's not going to be another distraction." I heard it clear as day as we were praying. We can all stand tonight in the presence of the Lord. Yes, this was church tonight.